Hello everyone. Well, today it looks like I'll be mostly unboxing a lot of newspaper. There is a lot of newspaper and we'll be seeing what sort of newspaper it is, whether it's a quality paper or one of those red top rags. But anyway, what's in here obviously is a Hoover Sensotronic Total System 5. Only cost me £11.50. It's in a right state. Judging by the pictures, it doesn't really work. The motor runs slowly, so this is a project for my old age, for my retirement. Because I think once I've unboxed this, I'll probably just pop it back in the box, shove it in the garage and get to it when I can. Who knows, if I have some time I might give it a bit of a clean up and see if I can get the motor working at least. Right, I've done a bit of the unboxing because my address was plastered all over the top of that and I do not want people camping outside my door. The only camping that's going to be done is by me. Now, here we have it. Rather a big box. This way up and fragile written all over it and do not stack. So let's have a look. Let's first have a look at the newspaper, shall we, just quickly. Well, it's a tabloid. Ah, it's a local paper. This is Kent. Yes, this has come from Tunbridge Wells, I believe, originally. So it's got a local paper. Right. Ah, the first thing I can see is the Electro Kinetic power-driven head. I assume that works. Now, this is the Electrokinetic power-driven head that came supplied with Hoover Total System cleaners. Came with the Hoover Sensotronic Total System 4, Total System 5. It also came with the original Total System 40 and Total System 50 cleaners before they changed it to the Turbo 300 head. And also it came with the Hoover Compact Total System. But not the compact electronic total system, which followed later, because that came with the Turbo 300 head. This head is a similar width to a Hoover Junior. In fact, it takes the same agitator as a Hoover Junior, because when I had this model, I did actually put in one of those metal agitators with the beta bars. It actually fits in here. So, let us unwrap. What I'm expecting is a very damaged, dirty, scratched junk of a machine, but it might clean up well, it might not, but it cost me £11.50 plus postage, so I'm not too bothered. Now, this is not the correct head, although yes, it doesn't actually say Electrokinetic. This is an even earlier head. Now, there was some, it's nice to have one again, it's very heavy. It doesn't look in bad condition really, once it's cleaned up. This says Hoover Super Deluxe on it. Now, I do remember a Hoover Freedom cleaner in this colour, well it's cream and brown, that did come with this head and it was actually marked Super Deluxe. But I don't know if it would have had this short cable on. I'm not sure if it had the long cable that you had to clip to the hose. Probably did. So I'm surprised to see it saying Super Deluxe. So it's not, it isn't the one that came with this machine, because even the very first variants of the Sensotronic Total System 5, the power head would have been all brown, it wouldn't have been two-toned. I believe it was two-tone on the Total System 4, but they soon changed it to being all brown, or all black tulip shadow I think it was, or a very dark navy colour. So this has got, it's not moving very freely. There is a screw missing. It's got a screw loose. So whether I can get another screw, not sure. So that's been opened. Now I don't know if that's going to work. This is the Electrokinetic agitator. The brushes look quite long, but no, that needs a lot of work doing to it to restore it. It's very dirty. But anyway, it is as it is. Now, what else have we got amongst all the paper? I haven't bothered dressing up today, I've just got my old scruffs on because I'm not expecting this to be lovely. I'm expecting it to be very bad. Now this has got, which is a terrible design hose, and I knew it was taped. I don't know why the sellers bothered protecting it. Awful, awful hose. I don't know if I can shorten this. It's obviously taped here. Now this is the first hose, the first power hose that came with the Total System Sensotronics. My one did have this hose, but it was in dark brown. My one also had 2 metal extension tubes, so it was the early generation, but sort of Mark II. But within weeks of using this, the outer skin started to split on my power hose. But Hoover, because it was obviously under guarantee, sent me one of the new versions, which was a silvery bronze colour, completely different to this, much more robust. But I mean, it's absolutely filthy dirty. It will clean up okay, but it's absolutely heavy as anything. It's got a 3-pinned plug there. That plugs into the machine end, so it powers the Electro Kinetic power head. Also it powers the remote control. You can see here, you can see there where it's split. Now I have sourced a new hose, just the hose part without the ends, and it's the new version, but it's still £100. So I don't know whether it's going to be worth buying that. It depends on how the condition of the cleaner. And really it needs, oh dear, it is very bad. I wasn't expecting it to be good. Here's the remote. It's so bulky and heavy. So we've got, that's not even, I think that's been opened up and played with. But it's got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 power adjustments. Got your on-off switch there. On the other side we've got your power take-off socket for the power head, which plugs into there. And yes, it's broken here as well, so inside here is broken too. So I'm wondering whether I'll be able to get a new, I probably can't, but I'm not, you know, I didn't expect it to be very good. I didn't pay a lot of money for it, so I'm not too concerned. Now, what else is in here? The contour head, and it's got the long neck. The one I had did have this dark brown contour head, and that's even broken as well. There should be a clear window here above the symbol, and underneath, absolute shambles. You never know, I might be presenting this to you in a long time from now, all restored. It's a project. Whether I can get all the parts. There we have it in the hard floor position with the brush down. This will all clean up, but it's going to take, you know, a while. Maybe an afternoon just getting that restored. But I'm going to, you know, do it bit by bit. Now, what else? We should have 2 extension tubes. So again, despite the fact that this is a top of the line cleaner, the very first variants did have plastic extension tubes. And now you expect that on low, you know, low range models to have the plastic. In fact, when they did introduce the metal tubes, quite soon after they launched this, they only put the metal tubes on system 3, 4 and 5. On system 1 and 2, they still supplied plastic tubes. And I believe they carried on that theme as the Sensotronics had slight revamps. From system 1 to 5 they went to 10 to 50, and system 10 and 20 still had plastic tubes, but they went to black or a very dark blue, or sometimes a dark brown, on systems 10 and 20. And even when they went to the 3rd generation of Sensotronics, systems 100 to 500, system 100 and 200 also had plastic tubes. But the very first range of Sensotronics, plastic tubes throughout, which isn't very good, is it? Plastic tubes on a, this was a top of the line machine. I believe mine cost about £135, something like that. when I got mine in '83, I think it was. Right. In fact, it isn't a Total System 5 either. It is. Although, yes, it's quite good. It's not bad condition, the actual machine. Let me just check there's nothing else in here. The cleaner itself, although it is not what I was expecting. This is a Total System 55. Now it looks like a Total System 5, but this came later. This is model S3434. I can't remember what Total System 5 was. I thought it was Total System 5, it looked like it. And I don't think this is the dark... I think this is... I don't know what colour this is. It's not the dark brown that the Total System 5 would have been. This, I don't think would have been supplied with this particular hose, because as far as I remember, these models were exclusive to Comet. They did a System 25, which was in a maroon colour, and it was based on the System 2. And I believe they did a System 35, which was based on System 3, which was more or less the same as this, but it didn't have the power head. So this is Total System 55, but it is the same. It's got the three sensor lights, the amber mains on light, the green sensor light and the red sensor light. You've got foot operated on off switch that turns the mains onto the machine to make that light glow. You've got flex rewind. It seems to work quite well. But this is typical. I don't know if I can get another one of these back grills, but can you see here where it's worn, where constant pulling out of the flex has worn this part. But that seems to work very well actually. They were always sluggish even on brand new machines. Also, has it had... Somebody's been into this, whether it's the seller I bought this from. Yes, there's other things I'll point out. That has had a new diffuser put in because it wouldn't have been that colour. It would have been black and much more open texture. I did buy a recent Sensotronic shaped machine that I haven't shown you yet, but the diffuser was all perished and you can't actually buy these anymore, the originals, but you can buy something similar. So that's been changed. Also, looking at the wheels, they are different. This would have probably been the original wheel. This is a replacement wheel because this is similar to the one on the brand new Sensotronic type cleaner I got, where Hoover have sort of made it lighter, probably cheaper to produce. This is a much more solid wheel, and this is obviously a later replacement. But they do match, so I'm not too concerned. You'd have to look quite close to see that they didn't match. I think this colour is black. I think it's black, or very, very dark blue. It has, let's see, it's made in France, of course, like all the Sensotronics were. The serial number is 701-00161, 1000 watt for the main motor. So yes, I am correct. It says here 1090 watts with power head. So basically this is not, I'm not fussed, but it's not as described. I'm sure it was described as a System 5. It's a System 55, and because it says 1090 watts with power head, the power head that's been supplied with this, I don't know if I should use it with it, because this would have had the Turbo 300 power head with it, which is 90 watts. This power head, I believe it's 170, if I remember rightly, no, 150 watts. So this is not the correct power head. I would really, this would have come with, probably it would have had a different hose. I would have thought it would have had the pistol grip hose with remote control as well. This came much, much later than Total System 5, so it isn't the Total System 5. This isn't the correct head. But anyway, for £11.50, I'm not going to bother too much about that. Let me just check. It looks quite good condition. It will clean up and polish up well. All the tools, what's daisy, all the tools are inside, but that needs replacing. But they are originals. Even got Hoover air freshener. The seller has put in a new bag, but not put it in properly. But anyway, it's sort of clean-ish. And that's a genuine bag. Original. Well, not quite original. The originals were yellow. And it's pretty clean. It's got a new filter by the looks of it inside. It's all quite good. But of course I'm not turning it on because it's running slow. It needs opening up and checking. But it's a project. But on the whole, apart from it having completely the wrong tools, this would not have come with this hose and power nozzle. It's alright. It's a hefty beast, Sensotronics. But it's in better condition than I expected. No real deep scratches. A lot of this will polish up and clean up nicely. So all in all, fairly happy with that. There's the hose inlet. That's the hose release button, and there's the power take-off socket for the power hose. So, not as bad as I feared for £11.50, whatever it was. That's pretty good. So that's my Hoover Sensotronic. What I was expecting I didn't get. It wasn't the Total System 5, it's the Total System 55. And the tools are wrong. Whether I can get new tools for this, I doubt it. Some parts will still be available for this, but it's an old model, so I'm sure a lot of parts will be obsolete. But all in all, it's a Sensotronic and one of my favourite vacuums of the 80s. That's it for now. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe and you'll be updated every time I upload something new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.